folks, welcome back to Wild West Barbecue. Today we're smoking up 2 pork butts to make pulled pork with. This is a cook I've been looking forward to because I'm trying a bunch of new stuff in today's cook. I want to see how it goes and see what works and what doesn't. The first new thing I'm trying is that I've got a couple of new rubs to try on the pork butts. They are from Code 3 Spices, and I had previously tried a different Code 3 spice, not any of the two I'm using today, on some ribs, and the ribs came out wonderfully. So I was wanting to try some of the other rubs this company makes, and so I went ahead and picked a few more up. I've got the Backdraft rub right here, which is supposed to be hot and smoky, and then I've also got the 5-0 rub here, and that's supposed to be sweet and zesty. So we're going to find out which one of those we happen to like better, if they're good or bad or whatnot. I'll let you guys know, but I'm looking forward to trying the 2 new rubs on the pork butts and seeing which one we happen to like better, especially given how good the other rub I used in the ribs was. So the second new thing I'm doing today is I actually buried my smoke wood, 3 chunks of cherry wood, underneath my unlit coals. I've never done that before. I've always just tossed the wood on top after I put my lit coals in to get that smoke wood going as soon as possible. But I've been doing some research on the internet, and apparently it's much better practice to actually bury your coals. It keeps the coals from actually flaming up and burning. They tend to smolder if they're buried, which gets you cleaner smoke for a longer period of time. If you're interested in the physics behind all that, Harry Sue on his channel has a video posted about this. You can go check it out there. I'm not a scientist. I have no idea about any of that, but Harry Sue got pretty deep in the weeds with that and the details, and so he's got a good video on that. So if you're interested in the science behind burying wood, go check his video out. The third new thing I'm trying out today is my meter block. I just recently did an unboxing video of it, and I've been anxious to try it out to see how it works, and I've got it set up and we're good to go. So I'm really hoping it works well. The Meter Plus probe I've used before, the single one worked great, so I'm expecting good things from the meter block. We're going to see how it goes today. And lastly, the other new thing I'm doing is on the back end of all this. I have finally actually bought some video editing software for my computer. Prior to this, I was using a free app on my phone to edit all the videos. I finally went out and actually bought some software for the computer to edit the video, and I'm going to use it for the first time with this video. So we're going to see how that new software goes and see if it works well, which I'm hoping it will, of course, because I spent money on it, but we're going to see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and get the smoker assembled. I'll bring you guys all right back. Alright, the smoker's set up and running. It's slowly getting up to temp. We're about 200 degrees in the smoker now. I'm going to go ahead and get the pork butts put on. I know a lot of people like to kind of wait to put their meat on until the smoker's up to temp and that kind of that billowing white smoke has dissipated. They say they can taste a difference in the flavor of the meat with all that white smoke. I personally have never been able to, so I always just throw my meat on from the get-go just to get it on and going. So we're going to go ahead and get the meat on. I've got the meter block right here. The two missing probes are of course in the pork butt, so we're good to go on that. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing assembled and ready to go. I'm using the fire dial in this one. It's my 18.5-inch over Smoky Mountain, so I've got the fire dial available for use. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. I really like that piece of equipment. It seems to help keep temps more normalized in the smoker. So we've got meter probes in there now in each one of these. So I don't know if you guys can see this from the video. There's a toothpick right here telling me that's the spicy rub. It's the only reason for the toothpick in there. So, all right, we've got this assembled. We are good to go. The only thing left to now is wait for the cook to finish. So I'll bring you guys on back later, and we'll see how this thing turns out. Okay, so the first pork butt's done. It's resting now in the cooler. The second pork butt's still in the smoker. It's still chugging along. It should be done in half an hour or so. I figured, well, I had a few minutes, so I was going to take some time and talk about my thoughts on the meter block and what I discovered using it for the first time today. For the most part, I was pretty impressed. I definitely like the fact it's completely wireless. I don't have to run my wires to the probes to the access door anymore. I really like that. In the beginning of the cook, the first few hours, I had some problems with the probes dropping connection to my phone, and it was because I didn't have the meter block set close enough to the smoker. Meter on their website says that the probes have about a 10-foot range or so for their connection to the block. I had my block 7 or 8 feet away. I guess that was just a little bit too far because it would occasionally lose connection to the probes and I couldn't see what the cook was doing. I went out eventually and moved it to about 3 feet from the smoker, and that pretty much fixed all the problems. So we are good to go on that now that I got that taken care of. Just lesson learned on the meter. So keep it close to the smoker if you're going to get one. Beyond that, honestly, I was impressed. I like the app. The app works well. It gives a decent estimate of cook time. Towards the end of the cook, beginning, it's way off. At the beginning of the cook, it said it'd be done in like 3 hours, and of course that was totally erroneous. But towards the end of the cook, it was pretty spot on for when it was done. So overall, I think the meter's a win. I'm going to really enjoy using it, and if you have the money, it's something I would probably encourage you to look at if you're looking for a good, completely wireless temperature monitoring system to go inside your smoker. I'm going to go ahead and get this second pork butt finished up, get the pork pulled, and I'll bring you guys on back and do a taste test to see which rub I like better. All right, the pork's done and I got it pulled. I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick taste test. In terms of the way the bark looks, there's not much difference in terms of appearance. So let's go ahead and try this. I'm going to try the non-spicy one first, see how that goes. It looks pretty good. It's got nice bark to it. Let's see how it tastes. It's pretty good. I like that. That I like. That's a good rub. I would definitely recommend that. I'm going to go ahead and try the spicy one next. Again, it looks nice. It's got a nice coloring to it. Let's go ahead and see if I can taste any difference. That one's definitely a little spicier. It's not too spicy. I expected a lot worse in terms of spice, but it's not bad, but it is definitely spicier than the other. I think overall, I kind of prefer the spicy one. That tasted really good. It had just a little better taste to it. So that's it for this video, guys. Overall, I'd recommend either one of the rubs. Just if you can, I found them at my local Price Chopper. They're there if you here in KC. They're at Price Chopper, so I'd recommend either one of those. They both worked out really well. Okay, it's the next morning, and I thought I'd quickly go over some of my final thoughts on the cook from yesterday. I decided to wait until this morning to film it because we finished up dinner really late. I think we started eating about 8:45 at night, and we're usually in bed around 9 or 9:30. So for us, it was a very, very late dinner, and I simply didn't feel like making this last segment last night. Overall, I was very happy with the cook. I think it went really well. I really enjoyed using the meter. I found that much easier to use than the iGrill, simply because it is truly wireless. And I know I mentioned earlier I had some connection issues with the meter probes, but that wasn't entirely unusual. I also had some of those issues with the iGrill, even when it's a wired probe. So, it wasn't too big a deal, especially once I moved the meter block itself closer to the smoker. Those issues vanished. And so that was, for me, just part of the learning curve of using the meter. Overall, the meat came out really well. I was very pleased with it. I liked both rubs. I think I liked the spicier one a little bit better. It just had a better flavor profile to it. We ended up making sliders out of our pork, putting it on King's Hawaiian buns, and those came out really good. I think the sweetness of the bun really helped tame down the spiciness of the sauce I was using. I used a very spicy sauce. Overall, it came out really well, and I really enjoyed it. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the videos, and please, if you want, share the videos. Sharing the videos helps new viewers find my content. So until next time.